Hi ladies, I decided today for this episode of Tracy Styling Diary to share a few of my simple to do makeup tips. You may think that I spend huge amount of time doing makeup in the morning, but actually I don't. I just know what to do and I have the right tools. So I thought I would share those tools and tips with you today so that you can look and feel fabulous every day if you feel like it. The first step is to apply your foundation. I use Bobbi Brown's Serum Foundation, but you can use whatever works for you. The most important thing is to apply it with a brush. So here I'm using a brush and I just apply it straight onto the brush and then onto my skin. I tend to start right at my cheeks because I usually need a little bit more coverage there and a circular motion. Now, the reason why it's important to use a brush is because it applies it a lot better. I mean, it looks like an airbrushed effect. Plus, you also save on product because I find whenever you use a sponge or your hands, you lose so much product. Then, I use tinted eye brightener. I find it much easier than corrector concealer, but it does depend on the dark circles underneath your eyes. It's really great if you've had a bit of a late night or you've got bags under your eyes. So I go just in there and sweep. But I do use it every day actually because I find it really works. And then just with my ring finger, I just pat. It's important to be very careful with your skin around your eye because it's quite sensitive. And I sometimes just cheat a little bit as well. And I put a little bit of, like wherever you need a little bit of extra coverage. Now I shape my eyebrows. So it's good to make sure that your eyebrows are properly shaped. If you haven't done it, I would highly recommend it. Mine tend to go all over the place, so I use a natural brow shaper, but you can just as easily use a old mascara brush that you've cleaned off just to kind of make them look good. If you need to fill them in, I highly recommend that you do that. Often we do need a little bit of filler. Then I like to use a cream eyeshadow in a nude color to give my eyelid just a clean sweep. Right, and I did with my finger. The cream eyeshadow, make sure that it lasts all day. Right. Then I'm ready to add a little bit of color to my face. Now I quite like these 2-in-1 products that you can use on your cheeks and on your lips. So I'm using the Bobbi Brown Art Stick. It's my favorite color. And I'm using a brush. I highly recommend a brush. It makes a big difference to the overall look. If you don't have a brush, then you can just use your fingers. So I just dab. This is the time to smile, girls. So smile at yourself. And on the apple of your cheeks. You can see I've got quite a bit of product on my brush, so then I just turn the brush around and just blend it. You can also do this with powder. It's absolutely fine. My skin's just quite dry, so I like to use cream products because I find that it gives a little bit of extra moisture as well as being makeup. I just could use a bit of that. Right, so there you go. Now I'm going to add a little bit of eyeliner. I like a gel eyeliner because I find it a lot more dramatic and it lasts long. But you can use a pencil, it's no problem, whatever floats your boat. Or you can just skip the eyeliner and just use mascara. The gel eyeliner does take a little bit of practice. It's important to get the right brush. And to be honest, I have had to sometimes take it off. But be prepared to try it and see if it works for you. I like to start right on the edge here and work my way down. Get as close to the eyelashes as possible. If you make a mistake, you can always just smudge it out. It's also fine. Right, now for a dab of mascara. I absolutely adore the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, but once again, use whatever works for you. Make sure that you clean off your brush. So when you take it out, just clean it off so you don't get a whole bunch of gobs. And a little trick I've learned along the way is to use a mirror. So when you're doing your upper eyelashes, then put the mirror down like this and it makes it easier to apply. And then when you're doing your bottom eyelashes, the opposite. If you smudge, it's no big deal. Just use a earbud to clean it off. Now what's important is to let the mascara dry first, because if you try and correct it when it's wet, it's going to smear all over your face and you've got to do the whole thing again. So use an earbud after it's dry and you will find it will just come off really quickly. Also, if your mascara tends to clump, sometimes it does, then just use a clean spare mascara brush and take it through, and I find that's great, and it gives quite a nice natural look as well. Now for lipstick. This depends on what you enjoy wearing. I quite like a bright lipstick, especially on those days when I'm feeling a bit tired or need a bit of a lift, and so I'm just using the same art stick that I used on my cheeks. And what's great is that this is a lip liner and lipstick all in one. So ladies, you see, makeup doesn't have to be really difficult to apply or take huge amounts of time. If you would like more styling tips, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And I hope you enjoyed this video and feel free to share it with all your friends.